Godzilla is the most mainstream ever, with the monsterverse bringing in a new wave of fans. Godzilla Minus One shocking audiences around the world with an unexpected quality of excellence. And Apple TV's Legacy of Monsters series introducing this series to viewers who would normally never give the big kaijus a chance. This has led to Godzilla making billions of dollars in the box office and with merchandise sales. How y'all doing, by the way? And who would have ever guessed that a Godzilla movie would be the #1 movie on a streaming platform like Netflix and win an Oscar? 70 years into the King of the Monsters' existence, he's now finally getting the respect that he deserves as a cinema icon. A drastic change from the franchise's past reputation as lowbrow entertainment made for silly people, or plain and simple, a joke. But now fans don't just want more Godzilla, they're demanding it. After two successful MonsterVerse movies where Godzilla was more of a co-main star to Kong than the actual star, fans are now calling for the MonsterVerse leading minds to give the big G-Man another shot at being the lead in a story, something he hasn't been since 2019's Godzilla King of the Monsters. A movie many consider to be the weakest in this series, and certainly the weakest in terms of financial performance, but to Godzilla's die-hard fans, this matters not. But if Godzilla's last MonsterVerse-led film was the least successful, why are fans anxious to risk having another letdown possibly kill the franchise? Well, it all comes down to one thing. Godzilla's awesome. And why is this? See, Godzilla has a couple things going for him that no doubt are the reason why I'm such a big fan of him these days. The first reason why I love Godzilla is, well, he looks like a dinosaur or a dragon. And when you're growing up, dinosaurs and dragons have this special ability to break into the minds of younglings from all over the globe, myself included. There's just some mysterious connection to humans fantasizing about giant reptiles that has been embedded into our DNA, resulting in a large faction of Godzilla movie viewers almost uncontrollably being hypnotized when the G-Man graces the screen. But Godzilla is more than just easy on the eyes. His attitude seals the deal for me. So for me, Godzilla is awesome because he is pretty much the Terminator with a kick-ass dragon dinosaur skin. And I love seeing him on screen, regardless of the type of media or the quality of the production that he's starring in. Now, I've struggled finding my stoicness in uncomfortable situations throughout my life. Something that we know the big guy takes on casually like every other day. And that's what's so cool here. Godzilla, whether he's in good guy or bad guy mode, always represents the mindset of never give up. A powerful trait that ultimately gives him the upper hand in a lot of his battles, and helps the monster be a role model for a ton of his fans. But I thought Godzilla was cool way before all these new fans blew it up to the extreme levels of popularity that it has today. And to understand Godzilla's current status as awesome amongst so many, we have to go back to the old days, Godzilla 2014. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Godzilla is more than just the MonsterVerse, you know that right, Jacob? Yes, in all fairness, without the fans' pre-MonsterVerse era, there would be no new Godzilla. So give some respect to your Goji elders, they really have done a lot of the brunt work carrying this franchise for decades now. In my eyes, there are 4 groups of Godzilla fans right now. Those who started it all with the Showa era, who were kids with Godzilla back in the day but are now grandparents or even great-grandparents. Then you have the 80s and 90s Heisei era group, or who I like to call the forgottens of the fandom. Then the turn of the century fans, myself included, and of course the fans who joined on post-2014. The modern era of Godzilla. I'm including Shin Godzilla as well as Minus One here, just so you know. Back on topic though, Godzilla 2014, hate it or love it, is the catalyst for Godzilla's current awesome status. Now 10 years old, yeah, you heard right, the MonsterVerse is 10 years old. This movie is now older than a large portion of their existing fan base, and there's even more fans who are teens or young adults who were barely out of their diapers when this movie first dropped. So for the last decade, this new wave of Godzilla fan has literally grown up with Godzilla. Something that has never happened outside of Japan, I'm pretty sure. And speaking to you newer fans, you guys are kinda lucky. Us older fans coming across a Godzilla movie to watch back then was about as likely as finding your sibling's dirty magazine, so you probably don't even know what that is. But now every other year a new movie pops up, and now we're getting TV shows, a ton of comics, and you can find Godzilla merch just about anywhere these days it seems. Outside of the 1998 film, finding a Godzilla figure when I was a kid was pretty much impossible. Don't expect a good Godzilla game anytime soon though. Someone over there at Pipeworks definitely put some voodoo curse thing on ever getting a good kaiju game again. We need to fix that. So when you combine this new wave of Godzilla fan, those of you who act like 2014 was way back in the day or that it was before you were even born, with the 3 other phases of Godzilla fan, all of a sudden you got yourself a massive icon who even non-fans would struggle to argue that he isn't awesome. It truly is the largest the fandom has ever been, even if it doesn't really feel like that at times. But Godzilla himself has always been awesome. You could easily argue that a lot of his movies aren't very good in a traditional sense, let's be real everyone. But the character himself, the atomic reptile, is truly amazing. And it's just now that the rest of the world is starting to truly get that, to see that. Godzilla is more than just an old monster movie character from a bygone era of filmmaking that looks cheesy and low budget compared to stuff these days. Godzilla is just so much a character as any other human cinema icon. The monsterverse has done a fantastic job at bringing Godzilla and kaiju to a larger audience for modern times, in a way that doesn't piss off too many people. And recently, with the fall of other blockbuster franchises, the G-Man has been able to seemingly sneak into the back door and low-key take the position as our current leading cinematic universe. And don't forget about -1 either. The monsterverse was going to do well regardless, but for the character of Godzilla, having this villain and hero take of the same character happening at the same time has ultimately helped make him even more awesome. Don't like WWE Goji laying down the smack? Fine, go watch Friday the 13th Goji torment some people, or vice versa. One thing I want to point out here that's a reason as to why Godzilla is so awesome, is that he is literally the epitome of perfect character design. And evolution for that matter. Yeah, there's been a few oddballs, but overall Godzilla and his 2 styles of good guy, bad guy have relatively stayed the same for nearly a century. His color may change and he may go through some crazy weight changes, but Godzilla has always stayed Godzilla. So far, no one has drastically changed Godzilla. Well, you could say that 1998 was drastically changed, or Shin Godzilla, but that's a story for another video. And this actually might just be the primary reason why Godzilla right now is so awesome when so many other iconic characters from other franchises, well, aren't. I will admit though that it's easier to do this with a giant nuclear lizard than a human character, but you know. Which brings us to a potential hiccup in this chain of success. We have a brand new, not very experienced director taking over the reins of the next MonsterVerse movie. A movie that every day gains more rumors of being a full-on Godzilla-led story. Some fans have been left worried that Grant Spator might inject some sort of outside messaging into his movie, or that he might mess up Godzilla's character. Now I know you remember the outcry when it was revealed that Godzilla was going to be pinkish in the new Empire, so you know how important it is to not change the core of what Godzilla is and how he looks if people are going to freak out like that over the color. Now if this next movie is to be a Godzilla-focused story, what could it be? I'm still kind of hoping for a Godzilla origin story. We think it would do the franchise good to have a more serious film in the lineup next. As fun as they can be, one more wacky ride movie and the MonsterVerse might start to hurt the reputation that it's worked so hard to fix, going back to the time where everybody calls Godzilla just a joke. So we asked the members of Dangerville as well as the following over there on Twitter or X or whatever the hell they're calling it these days. We asked you guys, why is Godzilla so awesome to you? And I feel like it was important to read off some of the answers that you all gave. Here's what a few of our members had to say. They put way too much and you guys don't want to hear me read all of that, so just take a look and see what they had to say. Some pretty good stuff, everyone. Thank you for contributing there. And here's a couple more responses from you Twitter fans. Thanks for helping out as well. And on that note, why is Godzilla awesome to you? If you're watching this video right now, go down in the comments, type me up. I don't care if it's a big long paragraph. Just write to me why you think Godzilla is awesome. I think it's a good time that we all just, I don't know, take some time to remember why we're all here in the first place. Discuss why we really love this character, Godzilla. On that note, everyone, if you want more videos like this, you know what to do. Do all that YouTube stuff. And as always, have a good day.